Who's that? You must be new. That is Bruce Wayne.
Mr. Wayne. Clark Kent, Daily Planet.
What's your position on the Bat Vigilante in Gotham? Civil liberties are being trampled on in your city. People living in fear. He thinks he's above the law.
The Daily Planet criticizing those who think they're above the law is a little hypocritical. What'd you say? Considering every time your hero saves a cat out of a tree, you read a puff piece editorial about an alien. You could burn the whole place down.
Most of the world doesn't share your opinion, Mr. Wayne.
Maybe it's the Gotham City in me. We just have a bad history with freaks dressed like clowns.
You know who he is.
Boys!
They both do.
Bruce Wayne meets Clark Kent. I love it. I love bringing people together. How are we?
Lex?
Hi, hello, Lex. It is a pleasure. Ow! Wow, that is a good grip. You should not pick a fight with this person. You know the oldest lie in America, Senator? That power can be innocent.
You're gonna go to war. That son of a bitch brought the war to us. You know you can't win this. It's suicide.
The greatest gladiator match in the history of the world. Son of Krypton versus Bat of Gotham.
You're psychotic.
It is a three-syllable word for any thought too big for little minds.
It's time you learn what it means to be a man.
Stay down! If I wanted it, you'd be dead already.
If man won't kill God, the devil will do it.
What have you done?
Doomsday. I know, bro.
She with you?
I thought she was with you.
Beginning of the Justice League. Guys, I can tell you right now, Captain America Civil War and this are par. I mean, you see heroes fighting each other and then you start joining at the end when it's necessary. Yep, it was theory was correct. Zod's body becomes Doomsday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, then I heard a lot of rumors saying that Doomsday was not part of it, but I'm like, he has to be part of it because if Superman has a hard time defeating him, he's going to need help. So Doomsday had to be part of it. And it couldn't have been Darkseid, because Darkseid is leading up to the Justice League when all the Justice League comrades have to go and fight him. Not to mention that he tries to corrupt his cousin Supergirl into becoming one of his henchmen because he knows her fear, and he turns her fear into her greatest power, and then she just gets overwhelmed by it. And that's how Darkseid is. But this one, I'm glad they stuck with the Doomsday one. This right here will definitely put those two egos aside and let them work.
Yeah, I agree with that. And, I like the way this trailer, even this movie, perhaps brings Wonder Woman into it, because there was questions about how Wonder Woman could be her own movie, but by putting that female anti-hero involved with these two men who are both on the right side of the law. They really are. It's just that their ideologies are different, because Batman, of course, is human, red-blooded, born from a wealthy family who saw Gotham going down in turmoil and evil and decided to do something about it. Whereas Superman was born from another planet and was brought here and was raised by human parents and given morals and values and tries to use his powers for good. And I just like the way they clash, but they're both on the right sides of the law. And Wonder Woman, just adds that.
Stuck in the middle of
it. It's stuck in the middle of it, but it's kind of like what Tim Burton did with Catwoman. And
Penguin
though Penguin was bad,
he saw it differently how Batman saw it, and she was like the thing between them. Just like the situation where, as you saw at the beginning of the trailer, where Clark Kent interviews Bruce Wayne talking about the vigilante of Batman, saying how he's a menace to society and he just hurts people, and while versus Bruce Wayne saying, well, you trust a freak in a cape to protect you, and yet he has the power to wipe out the entire universe. And nobody's focused on him. So why should everybody focus on mine, Batman, and he can't do nothing? He's inhuman versus somebody who can actually destroy mankind. So that's the one who should be questioning of being a real vigilante. And I felt the vibe, not to mention the last part, when Bruce Wayne looked at Clark Kent and said, like, I spent my whole life fighting a world of freaks. And he looked directly at Clark Kent knowing that he knew he was Superman.
I think there's an idea that they both are very strong in their opinions. And I think people have a great sense of who they click with. So I don't know if Bruce Wayne knows that's exactly. It depends on
he is the world's greatest detective. I mean, you saw the vibe between.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think they have an idea. Like, there will meet again. I don't think they know who they are yet. It depends on how Zack Snyder puts this scene in the movie, because this scene could not be in the movie. It could be possibly just for the trailer.
Or really a delete cut.
Right, it could be a delete cut.
They're not going to be a delete cut. Trust me, they want that confrontation.
Well, yeah, I think it's definitely valid. I just hope they put it. They probably might make this the first scene. Maybe because, but if you're looking at what Batman has done, putting the brand in the victims and stuff, I think Batman has gone a little darker to the. Not saying he broke the mold, but it's kind of like, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen Gotham, the final episode, but it's like at that line where hero can become villain. I think what Two-Face said it best, Harvey Dent in Dark Knight says, either you die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Yeah. So I think Bruce Wayne is tipping closer to that villain part, that he can go over a little bit, because if you look at what he did with the bad guys that he caught, he put his brand into them.
Yeah, he made it personal.
Now, I don't know if he did that or somebody did it for him. Set up. But to me, it seems like Batman is heading toward that darker side, that line that if you cross it, you are the villain. You are the bad guy.
People didn't realize that if you look at Suicide Squad, you saw a clip where there was a guy dressed like Batman. Because you remember, if you watch Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, you notice that his vigilante 20 years returning inspired a gang to be just like Batman and dress like him, to put scars saying this is Batman's world.
So it could be. So
it could be a link to Suicide Squad, which is why I believe this is what sets up Clark Kent believing that he is a guy losing control over it, but it's not actually Batman doing it. It's some folks who idolize Batman who's doing it. After 20 years of Gotham, not to mention, if you looked at the thing, we might see a glimpse of Red Hood. Red Hood, which is the reincarnation of Robin, the second one by Jason Todd, who was killed by a Joker and brought back to life with Ra's al Ghul's pit that brought him back to life. And that's
what do you think about Lex Luthor? Now, I personally think, I think the actor, what's the name of the actor? He's from Social Network. I forget his name, but I think he's a good actor.
Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse. I think it's interesting choice that him playing Lex Luthor, because we've seen so many people play Lex Luthor, and Lex Luthor is very highly intelligent, which I think Jesse could pull off, because anybody's seen Social Work.
Yeah, because I was on feel him playing Lex Luthor, because we see like Bruce Willis, because he's like an older version. I could see him being a little bit better, but I'm gonna give Jesse credit, because
you gotta give him a shot. But it's kind of like Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent are older, kind of, because Bruce Wayne is like he's probably in his 40s, mid 40s now.
No, you didn't see it. This old Bruce Wayne's close to his 50s.
Close to 50. So, and Clark Kent in the last one was like 32. So he's like mid 30s.
No, he's still inexperienced as Superman.
So he's mid 30s. So he's like mid 30s. Or by 50. So basically a 15 year.
No, he's 33 years old. You remember in the Man of Steel when he was interrogated?
Well, yeah, so they're like a 15-year difference between each other.
Exactly.
So in putting Lex Luthor as opposed, Jesse, I don't know how old the actor is, but he's like late 20s, early 30s. So it's kind of interesting, the age dynamic of it. Yeah. Because I don't know how they're portraying Lex Luthor. Is he a little snotty little brat, or he's just a mastermind? corrupting everybody in this little party setting.
Of course.
I don't know how he's doing it.
He started out as a spoiled rich kid. That's what he pretty much is
Yeah.
until he grows into the hatred of Superman because he wants him dead.
Well, I think it's more of he wants the Krypton. He wants all that power that comes with it.
Exactly.
And it's not versus hate. It's more of capital gain with Lex.
It's always been capital.
It's always about capital. So I don't know because I've seen Gene Hackman play it, of course, and you saw, I'm not gonna shoot the man down, but we saw Kevin Spacey play Lex Luthor, which I thought
Superman
was
Returns. Even though it was horrible, but
I like Lex Luthor, but I like Kevin Spacey.
Yes, Kevin Spacey's Lex Luthor, like an older version of it.
It was funny. It was like he, other than
but Bruce Willis, I feel like would have been much better because he's much age and he looks the character always.
I don't know. You can take Bruce's.
I know he looks the character. He looks the character. Not to mention his style and personality, kind of like what I saw in that film Expendables, the first one, when he was interviewing Arnold Schwarzenegger's character.
Playing Mr. Church, I think this guy has to be more suave. I think he has to be more of a party guy, more out. Bruce Willis would have to play. I mean, not saying he couldn't have done it, but I mean, it has to be a more outward kind of personality that I think what this film was really doing. Make Lex Luthor a very colorful character, and Bruce Willis is used to playing more everyday man. So I think you would need an actor who can portray that outlandish kind of fun kind of guy, but kind of like Jim Carrey did with Riddler. That outlandish, colorful guy, but inside is very dark. Very, very dark. There's a darkness into it, into the party guy, or like Robert Downey Jr. did with when he did Less Than Zero, where he played a character that was very much in a party, but had a very dark side, troubling side. But we both can agree that we're gonna give this film a definitely look-see when it opens up.
Yeah, because so everybody's excited about the relationship between Princess Diana, and Batman, because you see the scene where they're in the dining room dating together. Maybe not in this trailer, but in the first trailer you would have saw those. No, actually not the first. The second trailer where you saw those two eyeballing each other when she was leaving. See, in the comic books, Diana does have a crush on Batman, but in certain universes, different comic versions of it, sometimes she's having a relationship with Superman, and then it was with Batman, or she pretty much had no relationship with man at all. But this one, they feel like since they like the cartoon version of Justice League, they saw how Wonder Woman's process with Batman was, and now Batman was just not close to her. But it will be interesting to see how Zack Snyder does with this one.
Yeah, so
so far the third trailer, I really am like to see. Not to mention Batman taking it personal on Superman, and Superman. We all know that he is very powerful. He can defeat Batman easily. But this right here, the thing he has to do is go against him, to stand up to him for at least 5 minutes, is what was going to push this film to what we've been looking for since Frank Miller's draft.